Hello, so this is group 209. We are going to discuss LAX2003 and this is our 5th video. First of all, I would like to account all attendance. I'm present.
Farah present.
Farah present. Rini present.
Alex present.
Alice present.
Einstein exists.
Exists.
Habika present.
Yeah, and Mia present.
So we've got 2 members that cannot be here. First is Asma because her grandfather just passed away, and Evelyn because she's not feeling well and she's at the hospital.
Yeah.
Still? No.
No.
Still.
Still admitted.
Still. Oh yeah, still at the hospital. Okay, so today what I'm going to discuss, guys.
Critical analysis of the 3 movies that we did for the past few weeks, I suppose. Okay, would anyone like to start?
So, what movie did we watch first?
Frozen.
Frozen.
So the first movie is Frozen, the second is
Pacific Rim. And the last one is the Real Estate.
Yes, yes. So we're gonna look into those movies and then we're gonna choose the winner. Basically choose the winner. We're gonna pick the best movie to that we can recommend to our viewers. So stay tuned.
Okay, I'm going to start first. I want to talk about the differences between the CGI usage between Pacific Rim and Real Steel. In my honest opinion, I think Pacific Rim have a better and more realistic CGI compared to Real Steel, I know. But this is because if you look at the overall scene in Pacific Rim, it is mostly involved with the destruction of buildings, robot fighting kaiju, the Jaeger fighting kaiju, and then the fighting scene at the Pacific Ocean. So overall, the scene is basically made up of green screen or CGI. So because the fact that they managed to do that is awesome and very impressive to the viewer in compared to Real Steel, because Real Steel basically the CGI is only the robot and that's it. So that's why I think about the CGI between these 2 movies. So what about you guys? I know you're going to disagree, but
You know, it's not Harith who's about to disagree, it's me.
Okay, Shafiq is about to disagree with Einstein.
Well, first of all, Pacific Rim, almost every scene is CGI.
yeah.
Alright? And then, but you have to compare, you want to compare to the Real Steel, they have to CGI with people, real people in it. So they have to use, what do you call it? The green screen, is it?
Green screen.
Green screen technology. So it's harder for them to work with people on screen and have to, coordinate every CGI movement instead of Pacific Rim, because Pacific Rim basically they just use CGI on everything.
CGI only. They do not really use that
Yeah.
many people on the green screen.
Yeah, you don't expect kaiju is real, right?
Yeah, that's the point, man. I mean, CGI usage in Pacific Rim is better.
Because it's in big, big, yeah. Big
I
screen.
have to agree with Einstein on this because we have to look at the target audience. We have to look at the target audience here. Above all, the target audience is. Please, we'll see. The target audience for Pacific Rim is basically okay. I know you all are going to say it's a movie for the general public, but we all know everything has a target audience. I mean, My Little Pony, maybe for all audience, but the guys don't watch it. Little boys don't watch it, right? So what I'm saying is that Pacific Rim is aimed at boys generally. and it showcases a lot more action, a lot more movements, basically a lot more, you know, these kind of things, fighting, yeah, boxing, bigger than real steel. And I believe Pacific Rim did the job well, as Real Steel didn't utilize the CGI to its fullest potential because they focused more on the drama in that movie. We all believe, again I said the target audience is, you can say it's general, but we all know the target audience for Real Steel differs from the target audience from Pacific Rim. And in comparison, the target audience for Real Steel do not need that much CGI used in them. I mean, you can basically make a boxing movie about a guy wearing a robot costume, and the acting and the drama would still be as not as sad, as potent, as jam-packed in the movie as it was in Real Steel. But Pacific Rim, given if you give who's the director? Michael Bay, is it?
Yeah. No.
Seriously?
Michael
Michael Bay is the producer.
Michael Bay is Transformer.
They told something to the guy. If you give him a smaller budget, a slightly smaller budget to produce the film, to direct the film, I am fairly certain that Pacific Rim would not do well in the box office. So therefore, I agree with Einstein in the sense that Pacific Rim did CGI better.
Okay, what about Frozen compared to both of them?
Yeah. You guys already forgot the Frozen movie?
Yeah.
The
It's also
Elsa.
Yeah.
No one
Yeah,
talked about that.
you forgot about
What? Okay, sorry.
you forgot about the fact that, like what Asma said before in our second video, that Elsa's hair is actually rendered using CGI, the first in the world. So you
For animation movie,
well,
for animation movie, right?
in animation movie as well. The hair.
Fun fact.
The fun facts.
I thought Disney Pixar had already did hair rendering.
Yeah.
1 billion hair on, remember Monsters Inc?
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah.
but like what Asma said, as I remember, that the Elsa's hair looks like real hair. Yeah.
Asma's fun fact.
Asma's we are missing Asma actually.
Let's know more fun fact.
Apart from what both of you guys have stated just now, you guys only mentioned about the CGI from the movies, both of the movies. You guys do not compare about the plot of the movie. For me, if it's to compare between Pacific Rim and Real Steel, the plot of Real Steel is much better than Pacific Rim. Yes, the target audience is actually not that much of a difference. Children and family, I mean general public. But I guess I'm going to stick with Real Steel because of the plot, not because of the actors and actresses. Okay.
Okay.
What about
you guys?
What about you guys?
Yeah,
you like Frozen or Real Steel?
For me, Frozen is also, if we compare about the plot, Frozen is one of the movie that the plot is just straight to the point, right? Because these are not very long movie. But if we compare about with the Pacific Rim and also the Real Steel, the Pacific Rim is one of the movie that I just like don't know what's going to happen. I don't feel like that because the Real Steel, in the every fighting, I will feel like, oh, what's going to happen, who's going to win. Yeah, and then also I think the Real Steel is the best movie for general public.
And what about you?
Really?
I agree with Amira and yeah. I find that watch is very interesting, but I more prefer the story about the family love. I think which is the Frozen and
Yes,
Rescue.
yeah.
And the especially the last part of the movie of the two movie.
Yeah.
Because it's very touching my
Very
heart.
emotional.
Yeah. And more prefer the happy ending.
So you prefer which movie?
It's difficult for me to choose Frozen or and
Frozen or Pacific Rim or Real Steel?
if between Frozen and Real Steel, I'm more prefer Real Steel.
Real
Yeah.
Steel.
You guys are losing.
I also prefer
3-2.
Real Steel.
Okay, 5-2. You guys are down.
I also
Going down.
prefer the still because the plot is so it's not predictable, but I don't know, it's predictable yet unpredictable to me.
Well, you know the good guy is gonna win, but you don't know how. It's like that probably.
Hey, I thought you liked Pacific Rim because the little kid could act.
The real still is everywhere.
Oh, okay.
And Frozen is nice, but it's animation. So even though they aim for adult too, but I think it's more to children because it's animation and the song really
Annoying.
it's obvious for children. So.
But Haris also enjoy the Frozen, right? Haris?
I kind of have to enjoy it. My nephews and nieces keep pestering me to watch Frozen. I go back home, uncle, I want to watch Frozen.
Watch it
Go back
over and over again.
Yeah, watch it over and over again. I kind of had to like it.
So you've had enough of Frozen.
I suppose.
Pacific Rim is nice, but it's too much of
Action.
CGI.
CGI. As for me, too much of action. It's good because I like action-packed movies. But Pacific Rim, too much of CGI and it doesn't make it look realistic at all.
Yeah, I think
But you're doing it.
Especially the monster kaiju. It really looks like Ultraman's monsters.
That's what they are. They're basically monsters.
I know monsters, but they do not look that real. I was like stressed out because Pacific Rim is a good movie.
Yeah,
Because of the
Let me speak.
woman, let me speak.
Okay. Are you done? Okay, I have to say that we are going about this quite a bit abruptly and a bit. We're having difficulties understanding that 3 of the movies are in 3 different genres. Pacific Rim, action movie. Real Steel, drama. Frozen, I know, children movie.
Real Steel is not
Very
only
good.
drama. It's also
No,
it's a combination of
yeah, it's a combination of different genres. But when you look at it and on a very fundamental level, you can realize that it is actually a drama. I mean, you don't watch Real Steel for the robot battles. The kids watch Real Steel for the robot battles.
I watched the robot battles.
Sure you did.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I admit, I watched it for the both. I mean, it's a good mashup of the 2 genres: action with use of CGI and drama with acting so good you can cry. I mean, I did. And
The
let's just say,
the CGI for the Pacific Rim, it's not really action packed because the actors do not do the actions, only the robots.
no, but you're going at it the wrong way. You can call a video game action packed, but there are no real people in the video game. Can you say that? People have been saying that in the general media. So we, as Pacific Rim fans, kaiju, go die, can say honestly and really say that the movie doesn't have to use human actors for it to have any action value because you can use CGI for that. There's a reason why CGI was invented. So, that
So
people don't
there's no
die.
need for people then to act in the movie.
Just like Frozen. But are you saying Frozen is a bad movie?
I'm not saying it's a bad movie.
Then why are you saying Pacific Rim is a bad movie?
I'm not saying it's a bad movie. Have you heard I said it like that?
You doubted it. You think Pacific Rim, okay, maybe Pacific Rim isn't a bad movie, but it's significantly less superior to Real Steel. Am I wrong?
Yes. No, you're not wrong.
Okay. This is really confusing. Let me just end this here, right here. We're gonna end this here. And we're gonna end this subtopic here. Any other aspects of the movies that you all would like to add?
Yeah, maybe about the moral values.
Yeah, I think Real Steel is more packed with moral values rather than Pacific Rim, because Pacific Rim basically just action. But then with Real Steel, they action and then emotion, action, drama, and action and awe. So yeah, I think that's why I think Real Steel is better than
The other two
Pacific
movies.
Rim, because basically they have moral values. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah, Einstein.
Einstein, I believe you have something to say.
Yeah.
I just want to talk about Frozen and Real Steel. Basically, they have the same moral story and moral value, which is the bonding, the relationship between family members. In Frozen, we talk about Elsa and Anna, they are sisters, not.
We passed that.
Like you want to say like Pacific Rim brothers?
But yeah, brothers and what?
That's brothers.
Yeah,
right?
but this
But he died.
and then
Yeah, and they only momentarily portray the
Yeah.
Brotherhood.
Yeah.
and then Real Steel is between father and son. So it's a good. No, I want to compare actually between Frozen and Real Steel because both have family relations. So I think in this between these two movies, I think Real Steel have the better moral story because it's involved with real people. Frozen is animation. That's imagination.
And also they have the magical superpower, then it's not the.
It's not real.
Yeah, it's not
fairy tale.
real.
Well, fighting
So I
robot
prefer
is
still-
probably real in another 5 years.
Yeah.
2030.
I'm ready.
Hold it down. Okay, you have anything to say?
I think Real Steel and Frozen is more suitable. A is suitable for all genders, so it's an education movie and can learn a lot of moral value. Instead. How about Africa?
Both movie also shows some love story and romance. I can see that. But Frozen is just, I don't know. Real Steel is much more realistic, and yeah, in another country maybe there's a robot fighting scene but we don't know. And Frozen is animation and fairy tale, and it's not true. It doesn't exist. So yeah.
So apart from the moral values from the three movies, what other aspects that you would like to look into? Okay, we have discussed about the graphics, and then the moral values,
The actor and
The
actress,
plot.
no?
the plot just now, the song.
Don't tell me when you get hurt, you go, I'm so happy I'm in pain. Like that. No. You can't compare sound.
Yeah, among those three movies, which movie do you think is the most? The budget invested in order to produce the movie? Which one has the highest budget?
I don't even know.
Take a guess. Which one?
Pacific Rim and Frozen.
Frozen.
Frozen maybe.
Frozen?
Frozen, I think.
Because the complicated CGI, what do you call, more expensive to make it because you have to render it and then the time is
And
consuming.
It takes a whole lot of time.
Yeah. To render the video is it's just
But you have to. No. I'm just saying that rendering using green screen is comparatively much more easy than rendering an animation altogether. I mean, even a simple drawing of animation without using Flash is what I read so far. That a simple 15-second video of a cartoon doing something with background fully colored in should take around, I don't know, 2 weeks to finish.
Okay.
Given that the artist did the animation frame by frame.
Okay.
So I believe that Frozen took more effort.
yeah. With more effort and then more money.
And more money.
Yeah.
They have to pay for this, pay for that,
Yeah.
pay for makan, pay for minum.
So yeah, I guess we have come to the end of our discussion.
Not yet!
Oh, not yet?
One last epic battle for everything. What movie do you think that should be watched by the general public?
Okay,
Real Steel.
we will do democracy. We will practice democracy.
I challenge your democracy!
Vote!
Communism.
Pick a vote.
Communism!
Pick a
Everything
vote.
equal!
Okay, so Hannes, which movie?
Pacific Rim.
What?
Same.
Einstein?
Pacific Rim.
Africa?
Real Steel.
Queenie?
Real Steel because it's more realistic.
Yeah, Real Steel.
Real Steel, Pacific Rim, Real Steel. Okay, sorry. Okay.
There's no need to or think. Of course, real estate.
The winner is obvious now.
It's obvious. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 against 2. You guys lost the battle.
Whatever.
Real Steel was good, Pacific Rim was good.
I guess all 3 movies have their own qualities.
But oddly enough, Frozen didn't have any voters.
It's
Okay, let's just put the Frozen votes to Asma and every vote for Pacific Rim. Everything was good.
Alright.
Yeah,
So
sure.
we have come to a conclusion that our group would like to recommend Real Steel
Real
to the
Steel.
other viewers.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys should watch Real Steel.
Instead of
Watch robots die instead of humans.
yeah.
It's much more fun.
Alright, okay.
So goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone.
Stay tuned for our last video.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.